Hello friends, in this video we are going to discover the top 10 largest cities in New Zealand. Whether you're planning to visit the biggest cities in New Zealand, or would rather purposefully avoid them, these are the largest centers based on population size. As you probably already know, New Zealand is split into two islands, the North and the South. Both are home to a variety of awesome cities, each one of them has something unique to offer. If you're planning to explore Aotearoa or are keen to base yourself in one of these cities, you'll have a lot of options. The North Island is home to the bustling cities of Auckland and Wellington, along with smaller centers like Tauranga. Whereas the South Island tends to be made up of smaller cities, with Christchurch being the one exception. Join us as we take a look at the biggest cities in New Zealand, based on population, to see what each one has to offer. Whether you're a first-time visitor planning to vacation or make a move, these should give you a good idea of where you want to be, or perhaps, where you want to avoid being, if you're not a fan of crowds. Kindly make sure to hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon before we start this video about the 10 largest cities in New Zealand. Now let's dig deeper into each of the top 10 largest cities in New Zealand. Number 10. New Plymouth, North Island. The 10th largest city in New Zealand, New Plymouth is located in the Taranaki. In fact, it is home to 2/3 of the region's total population. This is another city known for its more relaxed way of life. Locals and visitors alike enjoy the city's rugged west coast beaches and bush walks. In addition, Mount Tauranga is one of the region's main attractions. It provides great opportunities for hiking, which is known in New Zealand as tramping, and can even be claimed right to the top, though the challenge of doing so shouldn't be underestimated. If you're a keen surfer or enjoy having nature right on your back doorstep, New Plymouth could be a great fit for your next visit, or perhaps even to move to. Number 9. PALMERSTON North, North Island. PALMERSTON North is located towards the bottom of the North Island and is famous for its scenic beauty and slower pace of life. It doesn't attract a lot of tourists, but surrounded by Ruahine Forest Park and Tauranga Forest Park, which is close to Leven, this is a great small city to live in if you're a fan of the outdoors. The Manawatu River also weaves its way through PALMERSTON North, making for a charming cityscape. Whatever your preference, you'll find a range of things to do here. This includes exploring local museums or visiting a rehabilitation center for local wildlife. PALMERSTON North is also growing as a foodie destination. It's home to a surprising number of restaurants, bars, and cafes considering its small size. What else could you ask for in a fairly small city? Number 8. WHANGAREI, North Island. WHANGAREI is the northernmost city in Aotearoa and the regional capital of Northland. For a relatively small city, it has a thriving arts and culture scene. In fact, it's home to the acclaimed and newly opened Hundertwasser Arts Center. You'll also find a number of worthwhile things to do there, including beautiful walks, beautiful beaches, particularly if you're keen to make the trip out to WHANGAREI Heads, and a lovely relaxed way of life. A great place to stop on your way north, WHANGAREI is also a worthwhile place to consider moving to if you're looking for that ever-important work-life balance. And as it's only a 2-hour drive from Auckland, it's conveniently located for the odd time you need to hit the big smoke. Number 7. DUNEDIN, South Island. Not many cities on the South Island have made it onto this list as most of them have a relatively low population. However, Dunedin is one of the more populated cities, seeing it come in at number 7 on this list. It's also one of the southernmost cities in New Zealand. It is most famous for being home to the steepest street in the world, Baldwin Street. This street has attracted tourists from all over the world and it's not hard to see why. However, Dunedin has plenty more to offer. Many people choose to visit on their way to Milford Sound, but we'd recommend spending a decent amount of time there if you can. One of the main reasons for this is that you'll have time to explore the nearby Otago Peninsula, which is home to a variety of wildlife. This includes rare yellow-eyed penguins, sea lions, and albatross colonies. The city itself is also home to Larnac Castle, plenty of stunning old buildings, one of the most famous universities in the country, and a growing foodie scene. Number 6. NAPIER-HASTINGS, North Island. NAPIER-HASTINGS is located within the stunning Hawke's Bay region and is actually made up of the twin cities, Napier and Hastings. As these cities are so close to each other, their names are often linked together. And their populations are combined too, totaling around 148,000 people. However, figures do seem to differ, presumably because the population in each city fluctuates. NAPIER-HASTINGS often experience the best weather in the country. The region boasts a mild Mediterranean climate and fewer winds than other coastal areas, plus they have heaps of orchards, wineries, hiking trails, Art Deco buildings and restaurants. It's not hard to see why so many people fall for this area. We also love that this region is very community-based. If you choose to move there, you'll find plenty of fantastic local businesses to support and friendly locals keen to show you the ropes. Number 5. Tauranga, North Island. Tauranga is undoubtedly one of the most scenic cities in New Zealand. This is due to its location along the Bay of Plenty. From the city, you'll get stunning views of Mount Maunganui, a dormant volcano, too. With a population of over 150,000 people, it is still one of the biggest cities in New Zealand, though it's significantly smaller than the Big Three. It's famous for its work-life balance, which is why so many people visit or relocate to Tauranga, so keep an eye out, the population size just might increase. Locals and visitors alike appreciate that the town of Mount Maunganui is so close, and connected via a bridge over the harbor. This beachside town is famous for its hot saltwater pools and awesome hiking trails. Having so much natural beauty within easy reach, and locals that know how to switch off, means that Tauranga really offers the best of both worlds. If you're looking for some sun, sea, and sand, then we think Tauranga is one of the best options. Number 4. Hamilton, North Island. Auckland, Wellington, and Christchurch are the biggest cities in New Zealand by far. With Hamilton only having a population of 179,900, it is comparatively small. Nicknamed the City of the Future, Hamilton doesn't tend to feature high on NZ travel wish lists, however, it's still worth swinging by. Thanks to its proximity to Auckland, it also makes for a great day trip, or a stop off on the way to Hobbiton, Waitomo, Raglan or Rotorua. The city itself is located on the banks of the Waikato River, which is the longest river in New Zealand. It is also home to some iconic attractions, including Zealong Tea Estate, which is the only tea plantation in New Zealand, and the award-winning Hamilton Gardens. Number 3. Christchurch, South Island. Christchurch is the third biggest city in New Zealand. It's also the largest city in the South Island. Located on the east coast, it is one of the most unique cities you'll visit in New Zealand. It is full of culture and heritage, mixed in with urban regeneration since the 2011 earthquake. Christchurch has since become well known for its efforts to rebuild in an innovative and enticing manner. However, it's still home to some of the oldest buildings in the country. Plus you've got the beautiful Avon River and the nearby Botanic Gardens, and plenty of memorable seaside suburbs. You'll find it situated in the stunning Canterbury region. However, you won't be short of things to do in Christchurch itself either. What's more, Christchurch is celebrated for being a relatively big city that provides its residents with a great work-life balance, so it could be the perfect spot for you if you're looking to settle in Aotearoa. Number 2. Wellington, North Island. Auckland was once the capital of New Zealand in the 1800s, but today the city of Wellington holds that title. It's located near the North Island's southernmost point and is full of awesome attractions. The city has a much lower population as it's relatively compact, but don't let that fool you, it's vibrant and full of life. Boasting sandy beaches, a waterfront promenade and a large harbor, this city is as gorgeous as it is exciting. It's even been called the coolest little capital in the world by Lonely Planet, so it's got a fantastic reputation, as you can see. It has a thriving art scene, including galleries and live music, wonderful museums, and is highly regarded by foodies. Nowhere is perfect though, and windy Wellington is exactly that, windy. This is due to its location as strong winds are funneled into the city from the Cook Strait. However, don't let this put you off, as Wellington is likely to steal your heart as soon as you arrive. And as they say, you can't beat Wellington on a good day. Number 1. Auckland, North Island. Auckland is by far the largest city in New Zealand with a population of over 1.5 million people. The city is based around 2 large harbors and is known to be one of the country's multicultural hubs, full of art, food, and music. Auckland, which is also known as the City of Sails, has so much to offer. Whether you want to relax on a beach, hit the hiking trails, or explore urban landscapes, you won't be short of options. The scenery here is spectacular too, as Auckland is a coastal city, yet it's surrounded by over 50 volcanoes. This means there are plenty of islands in the Gulf that you can take a trip out to. If you're keen for a dose of cosmopolitan living, while still having access to farmland, bush, and the great outdoors on your back doorstep, Auckland is a great choice. It's also where you're likely to fly in if you're visiting New Zealand on vacation, so why not stop and enjoy our biggest city for a while? So, which is your favorite places among the top 10 largest cities in New Zealand? Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, click the subscribe button so you can receive more content like this. Post your favorite places among the top 10 largest cities in New Zealand in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I'm sure others would too.